welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another cook with me. Well, today we're going to be starting some party prep actually. We will be hosting an open house for Christmas in December, and now is not too early to start getting things ready. One of the plates I plan to put out is a bread plate, and a bread plate is sweetbreads, quick breads, or whatever you want to call them, breads. There'll be pumpkin bread, date and nut bread, banana bread, and actually a fruit cake, if I can find all of the ingredients for it. It's a white fruit cake, and it's actually quite good if you like fruit cake. If you don't like fruit cake, you won't like this one either. But we're going to start today by making the pumpkin bread. And what I'll do is I'll make up these breads, and then once they are fully cooled, I will freeze them. And then they'll be all set. I have a chest freezer, and they'll be all set to take out when it's time to get things put together for the party. So we're going to make today the pumpkin bread. This is quite a straightforward recipe. Don't know that I've made this exact recipe before, but they're all quite similar. So I'm going to take you along as we make the pumpkin bread. Now it calls, I think, for 2 of the 9-inch loaf pans. I'm making little loaves, the little mini loaf pans. First of all, they're very good for making for 2 people, because you'd get a couple of days of pumpkin bread, and that would be it, and then take another one out at another time you want it. And secondly, they make great gifts, kitchen gifts from the kitchen. We've done those before. When I was living in Florida, I used to make these little mini loaves for every employee in our restaurant, because the Maple Leaf was where I lived, and they have a restaurant. So I'd make one of these loaves of all of the ones I mentioned, some of each, for the cook, the restaurant manager, all of the wait staff, and so on, and all of the office staff. So I think I probably made about 35 loaves of bread. And then I'd take them in a big basket like Little Red Riding Hood and let them pick which one they'd like. But we're not doing that many this time, but we will be doing some of each one. So let me take you down to the counter, and we'll get started making pumpkin bread. And this one is called Sarah's Awesome Pumpkin Bread, and it's an all recipe. So I'll be right back. Hang in there. All right, we're going to start with the flour, and it calls for 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to put the flour in like this. One. 2. Quiet. Okay, there's 3 cups of flour. Get that one out of the way. Now we need 1 cup of sugar. No, 2 cups of sugar. It's a lot of bread we're making. And it's white sugar. 2, 1. 2. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. One, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. And of course that has your cinnamon and the other nutmeg and so on in it. One teaspoon of salt. Let me see what that says. It says half a teaspoon of baking powder. And that's all of the dry ingredients. So we're going to put these down and just mix this a little. And to that we're going to add our wet ingredients. So we're going to have 2/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. And it's very simple. You don't have to do everything separate. Mix it right in here. One can of pumpkin puree. And I have to show you my little toy here. My can opener. Isn't that clever? And it takes the cover off from the side so there's no sharp edges. So we're going to add this pumpkin. I'm going to put this up. Okay, then it calls for 3 eggs beaten. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this can and just break the eggs into the can here. Then we'll have to dirty another dish. And these are at room temperature, these eggs, because they just came from the chickens. Not my chickens. And I'm just going to take my spatula and give them a little shush. and that'll help get all the rest of the pumpkin out. And that's it for the ingredients. We'll mix this around a little bit, and we'll wipe down the sides. And you know, you can put other things in your pumpkin bread if you'd like. Chocolate chips, nuts. I'm not putting any nuts in anything because some people don't like nuts and some people have nut allergies. So that just seems to want to get all of that off the bottom here, so we'll go digging. I got this mixer when I moved in to this house because I didn't have my big mixer that I had before, and it's okay, but to me the blade doesn't reach the bottom of the bowl. Okay, I'm going to let it mix for a little bit. Okay, I got you turned around here now, and we got the pans have been sprayed. And we're going to just fill them up. I think it's going to be 4. I wasn't sure if it would be 4 or 5. Whoop, 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 drip, 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 drip. There we go. Just get this off the pan here. All right, I'm going to put these in a 350-degree oven. It's 60 minutes if you had the big ones. I'm going to start checking around 40 and just see what we get. We'll check them with a toothpick and see if it comes out clean. And I'll meet you back when I take them out of the oven. Back in a bit. Well, here they are, right out of the oven. They look good, huh? I can't pick it up to show you. Well, I'll look at this way. Maybe you can see how nice they rose. You can see. Whoops, they're just too hot to handle. And for those of you who are taste test junkies, I'm sorry, but no taste test today. They are just way, way, way too hot to cut. And I'm going to save them for later. So, a nice recipe. It looks as if it's nice and it smells so good. You know, when you do pumpkins or spice cakes or whatever, there's such a nice smell. So there you go. We're here again. Let me get you up just a little bit. There we go. We just finished lunch and now we're going to watch some afternoon football. So I will put this up and you'll get it a little bit later. And I hope you all have a great afternoon. I hope the teams you're rooting for win. I hope the teams I'm rooting for win. So anyway, until then, we'll see you again on Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to be, I think, working on the centerpiece for the kitchen table, which is basically a gingerbread cook. And we'll be downstairs in the craft room working on that. So until then, I hope you all have a great afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever it is for you. I hope you have everything you need for your comfort. Some of us, including here, are supposed to get snow tomorrow. Not a lot here, more up by the lakes for the lake effect snow. And we're in the southern part of Ohio. So I will see you again Wednesday, and until then, everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.